Hey buddy, what's going on? Welcome into Old Mountain Bricks. Today we've got something different here for you. We just recently built this Disney castle a week or so ago. Here, check out that video if you haven't already. But I want to see if we can improve it in some way. And the easiest way I know how to do that is I would like to add some more minifigures, and we've got a ton of Disney or Disney adjacent minifigures that we can add to this set. And we're just going to talk through this a little bit. I could set up a little time lapse if I really wanted to and just kind of throw some on here and say ta-da, but I just kind of want to give you the whole process here that we're going through, because we've got some minifigures in here that do not belong, like just some turkey guy, and then we've got the folks that already came with the set, but then we've got folks like Tinkerbell and Ernesto de la Cruz, who deserve some very nice spots somewhere in the castle, as well as maybe doing anything else on the back of the castle in like the diorama section. So I think the first thing we need to do is we're going to sort through some of these and kind of see what we have in here and see which ones need to go. Maybe see if we can use some of like these posing elements on there to kind of have a few flying around that do so. We'll turn this around in just a second, maybe add a number of them into the interior. But then once we kind of see how many we have, we can actually fetch a few more maybe from our city or from some of our sets that we have down here. We have some minifigures hidden away in like that Disney set, and this Disney set we got Belle down there and Bruno and a few other things, even though I like them on display, but we'll kind of see what we need to do. Because looking at our city, I don't think we have a ton of like regular Disney characters, because we've been thinking about this for a while, so I've purposefully kind of kept some of them out. But I'm sure we can maybe find a duplicate Iron Man or Spider-Man or something similar to add into the set. Like we've got Mr. Incredible over there, who technically is a superhero, so that's why he's in like the superhero district over here, but could be something to think about. So I'll give that a thought as we go through this as well. Sorry, not Batman though. So let's go ahead and start with that time lapse we talked about, but first we'll sort through them, kind of figure out the ones that we want to keep or don't keep, and then we'll go from there. Okay, and here's the result after a quick sort. So right down the line here, these are all the Disney folks we'll take a closer look at in a second, but I just wanted to show you who else was in here. It's mostly CMF figures like from the Dungeons and Dragons. We've got a couple versions of folks in here, some of the space CMFs. We've got the turkey guy. And yeah, kind of mostly those looks like. So we'll have to find a place for them in our city. I was hoping to have something medieval to put some of the D&D folks in, but we just don't have that at the moment yet. So that's why they've kind of been on reserve for a little bit. So we'll have to find a place for them somewhere else. So I'll throw them back on top of this box lid for now, and we'll revisit them another day. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's try and sort these a little bit here. Not entirely sure how I'm going to sort them. Might do it kind of by princess or villain, I think, and then kind of main Disney folks like Donald Duck, and kind of see where that takes me. Alright, so don't at me here, but I'm doing my best to try and sort some of these. So this little section right here, I'm kind of calling like the Mickey gang, and kind of like the main folks that you think of with like Disney there. This section here, more or less, is some side characters and main characters, I guess we'll call it, because I had them kind of sorted like by having like Jiminy Cricket and like Edna Mode, and this isn't actually King Trident, don't tell anybody, but I mean he pretty much meets the description, so I thought we can sneak him in. But then we've got some of the main folks right behind there. We've got our princesses back here, Aurora, Pocahontas, Mulan, Jasmine, and another Tiana. Then on this back row, we've got a nice selection of villains back here, so pretty excited to have a number of those folks. And then we've got some of like the army men. And I think we'll start here. Obviously, I think we're missing a few folks over here. I know I have them on display somewhere else, like Minnie and Goofy and such there, so we might have to circle back to get some of them for sure, but we'll see what other ones kind of make the cut for now. The first one you have to put on here is Tinkerbell. If you know, you know, from like the nighttime shows, Tinkerbell kind of flies off the top here, so you got to get him in a good position in order to do that, and I think that looks overall okay. I used like this bar element along with like a clear headlight brick back there, if you can see that, in order to kind of get it, because I tried it like on this stud right here, but it just wasn't really working for what I wanted, but I think it looks okay, as opposed to something like the Avengers Tower or some other things that have a lot of axles built in to add some more posable features. This one is going to be a bit more challenging because it doesn't have that, so I think adding Tinkerbell was the first right move, so let's go ahead and set up the time lapse, and we'll kind of put some more figures on here and see kind of what we're able to come up with. Okay, cutting in here just to give you a little bit of an update for the front here. So, as you saw, we got Tinkerbell up there. We have Iron Man now flying around, which looks pretty good right there. We've got Stitch just kind of climbing on the top right there. I thought was pretty good. You saw me fiddle around with the front here in order to kind of squeeze in Cinderella and Prince Charming. I think that makes sense as this is their home base. Down at the bottom for the front crew so far, we've got Mickey in his like Disney 100 outfit. We put Oswald and Donald. Over in the water here, we've put Scrooge and Huey, Dewey, and Louie for now. We've got Snow White and what's his face over there, Florian, something like that, just hanging out in the water. We'll kind of work on those in the immediate future. We got Tiana and Naveen over here by their frog. And we added Pocahontas over to her station because over here they had some leaves blowing in the wind that came with the Disney castle, so this seemed like the natural spot for her. And as we rotate around this way, right now we've got Rapunzel and Flynn that kind of came with the set as well, kind of up front, because I want the ones that came with the set to be visible, I think. Still a good bit of room up front. Of course, we're missing some kind of main folks on the bridge here. I'm thinking about expanding out this area just to round it out a little bit to add a bit more space for some folks, but we'll just kind of see how it goes. But what we want to do next is actually kind of look at the back here. So there are a number of scenes within, and check out my full video of the Disney Castle where we kind of go over everything. But there's some scenes here I think that folks would kind of fit in. Let's see if we can kind of fill in some of these spaces with those folks here for a little bit as well. Alright, so we've placed all of those minifigures, and here is what we have so far. So up front here, and again, I think we're missing a few of like the main folks there, but I'm okay with what we have at the moment, as I hope to make this kind of like a work in progress. So if we end up picking up some other minifigures or something, we can continue to add them onto our castle scene. Again, we've got Stitch up there, we've got Captain America looking over the top, and as we kind of move around, we added a few others there. We've got Ernesto de la Cruz right there and Miguel. We put Jiminy Cricket kind of flying around up there as well. Again, we've got the Iron Man. We've added Buzz Lightyear kind of flying now. So we've got a number of folks kind of flying off the castle. I really like this spot for Pinocchio. He just fit perfectly because he's got like those short legs. So he just kind of crammed him in there. We've got another Mickey right over here, kind of like the Steamboat Willie style. We've got Captain Hook just kind of peering over the top here. I thought that was a fun little place for him. We've also got the version of Robin Hood right there. As you remember, all of these plates were full of minifigures, so we have added a ton, even though it might not seem like it, but I'm excited to be able to get rid of some of these. I'm going to keep all the ones that say Disney 100 on them, but all these other ones, it's time for them to go into storage here. Around the back, this is where a ton of the minifigures went as dollhouse style, so I just feel like we need to do that and take advantage of this space in here. We've got the Jafar Red Genie kind of on this side, kind of blocking it up. We've got Gaston on the other side of Captain Hook there. We put these two together. We've got regular Jafar and Jasmine just kind of hanging out on their carpet. We put Aurora right there. We've got Maleficent. We've got the Evil Queen. Still some space up top. I don't know who's going to be poking out the top yet, but nobody was really jumping out to me yet. But you can see how I kind of attached Buzz Lightyear there. Same with the other side of Tinkerbell. You can see right here we just kind of hid Iron Man with this little brick right there. But it doesn't really pop out too badly. In the kitchen, we've got a ton of folks. We've got Baymax talking to this little Dalmatian because he loves animals. We've got Cruella right here. We've got Tiana making some nice food in the kitchen. We've got Edna Mode having some tea from the set there. We've got Dante ran away from Miguel to try and get some food. Down in the bottom, we put Mulan kind of near her little shrine. And we decided to put Hercules right here for now just because he's kind of got that sword back there. It's a different movie, but kind of gets the thing done. We've got Dr. Facilier next to Tiana's like stained glass for now. I had him in the kitchen earlier, but decided to move him around. He is next to, I think, King or Prince John from like that Robin Hood animal movie. They love money, buckets of it, so I think they're having a nice conversation there. In the middle, still some things to be desired, and here we've kind of put the Red Queen in the back for now. We've got just Mickey kind of filling up some extra space like the art Mickey. We've got Hades right there for now because his base is kind of strange, so I can't put him at like an interesting angle or anything, so I didn't put him next to Hercules for now. But again, we can always move these around, so if you have any suggestions, definitely let me know in the comments. We put the old hag version of the Evil Queen kind of near Snow White's portrait back there. And then Syndrome just kind of hanging out. We've put Sorcerer Mickey in his little broom closet there where it has that scene from Fantasia in there. Again, we've got Pocahontas right here. We've put a ton of Green Army Men right here for now. It fills that space nicely. I don't know if that's a permanent addition for this, but I like it because it kind of blocks where we kind of raised up those two there for now, and we've got another Stitch on the back. So overall, I think it's really kind of coming along. I think I'm going to hold off on adding some more figures from like different sets for now, but I think these were all like the loose ones that I had. So I'm excited to continue to add things to this, but I think it's really coming along and starting to do what I want it to, is in order to just kind of encompass more things of Disney. Again, I don't want to ram this thing full of figures so it looks like ugly, but just enough to add some more detail and fun to this build. So again, I think I need to add some sort of platform out front here, or at this interesting angle or something in order to kind of fill some of that in. Because again, I don't really like those folks kind of sitting in the water, but you know, it's just what we have for now. So if you have any ideas, like I said, let me know in the comments. But I think we made some good progress today. Kind of a unique video and just kind of a lot of trial and error, and I like to do. It just takes a lot of time, and I spent a number of hours on this, even though the video might not show it. But it was a lot of fun to do, and I'm excited again to keep doing something like this in the future. So I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for some more Disney, and as I say, Disney adjacent minifigures to kind of keep building the stories here and bringing this even more to life. But I think that will do it for today. So leave a comment down below what you think. Any suggestions are welcome. Leave a like on the way out. Subscribe to Old Mountain Bricks so you don't miss the next Lego City update or next castle update or other fun reviews and stuff going on here on the channel. Quick update. So I was allowed to take one minifigure in order to add Minnie into the front here. So we're going to have it on display just like this. And until next time, thanks for coming by Old Mountain Bricks today. Have a good one.